Hey, welcome everyone to the final Wizards outlook in terms of recap games for the year. This is game 82 of 82. We got Raymond Lyons here, Cardinal Dudley Jr., and Wilson Tarpey Jr. And Cleveland beats Washington 130 to 117 in the regular season finale. You didn't see many of the familiar names for Cleveland as they've already clinched the playoffs. They're getting ready for the postseason. That's it. Uh, Solid display by their depth as they put up 130 points. Ray, we'll start with you. Your thoughts on this one? Is We saw Cleveland hit the magic number in the first quarter in this game.
Yeah, that was the first thing that came to mind watching the game, and I was just like, yeah, that's all she wrote because we know we've seldom seen the Wizards able to climb themselves all the way out of that type of hole. And I mean, they tried, they in the middle quarters they won those periods, and they hit 40 in the third, but you can't start off a game that way and expect to win. Again, Cleveland 54% from the field, 42% from three. Uh, if you don't play defense, you're gonna lose, plain and simple. And that's kind of what we saw, um, really on both sides. The Wizards had six players in double figures, and Cleveland had eight. So nobody was stopping anybody. But yeah, you can't lose to the Cleveland replacement players. Like that's have some pride. I know what's going on, but they've already locked all that stuff up. But yeah, man, put out a more valiant effort than that. So it is not too much to say for me from a analytical standpoint, but the season's over. That's where I'll leave it.
Cardell.
Yeah, I mean, the first quarter was kind of, precursor to what was to come. You allow a team to shoot, 64, 61, 100 shooting splits in the first quarter. That's just, I don't care what level it is, that's just tough to climb out of. Even though they went ahead and scored 40, you can say they scored 40 in the third, but they gave up 34 still. So you only won that quarter by six. But in the first, when you allow 43, you only scored 21. So you're already in a hole 22. And it's hard to climb out of that now, with the way Cleveland plays and the emphasis on three-point shooting and the pace and stuff. Like we know throughout the league, obviously you're going to hit cold spells with the three-point shooting, and that allow you to get back in the game. That's why, a stretch where they were kind of within striking range, especially, I say the majority of the full quarter until the last few minutes when Cleveland just kept scoring and the Wizards couldn't hit a shot. But um, they also know they're going to warm back up. And when you're in that deep of a hole, fine, it goes from 22, you might cut it to 12. All right, you feel like you're in striking it, but then they're going to hit a few more shots and it's right back up to 22. And then you're going to hit a cold spell, which is the ebbs and flows of every game. You're going to hit a cold spell while they're hot again. And then that's how they build a lead where you just can't overcome it. That's why you have to be able to get stops, during the times when they might have a rhythm. So when you go cold, you could be in the game and sustain or maintain a lead. You can't just keep letting the team get whatever they want for the most part and think it's a shootout there. But we've been talking about that all season, man. Again, got punished in the paint, points in the paint, 54-34, which is crazy because, the Cavs shot 53% from the field, but 41% from deep. You know what I mean? So they got the best of both worlds. They scored a lot in the paint, and they scored from deep and mid-range. They got to the line, 16 to 21 as well. The most glaring stat, man, they punished them on the rebounds, man. Got Washington out rebounded 53-30. Second chance points, Cleveland 23-10. Bench points, Cleveland 59-40. Even with Cleveland giving up 20 turnovers and Washington scoring 26 points off their turnovers, it wasn't enough, man. So, yeah, man, 9 players for the Cavs played, 8 of the players scored in double figures. It is what it is, man. So, I'm pretty sure this has been a rough season. I'm pretty sure, we keeping it real. I'm pretty sure the players are glad it's over. We're going to keep it 100. I know a lot of the fans are. Big off season ahead. things got to change. There's no other way of putting it, man. Things got to change. It got to be some sort of competitiveness. It got to be some action towards winning. It got to be that. Um, you saw some bright spots when Trey was healthy. We saw what he gonna bring to the table, which we expect because we saw it in Atlanta. We know what he can bring, uh, but they gotta get their defensive end in order, man. And they got guys capable. I'm not saying like Bilal's capable. When Bub is locked in, he's capable. Jameer, that's what he was pretty much drafted for. Obviously, Sarg can block shots. AD, AD's AD. Got to just stay healthy. I'm excited to see what that combination with him and Sarg will look like next season. But it's work to do. It's a lot of work to do, and I don't think people understand. Just being from a player standpoint, the mental drain it is just to endure losing. Because now, the new guys, Trey and all them, they've had success, so they coming in, they already kind of at a mental level where they get in, it ain't gonna bother them. I'm worried about the youngest because I don't think it's I don't think it's realistic to think some of these youngers gonna come up out of that like ready to go. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like mentally. You know what I'm saying? Where when adversity hits, because it's going to hit, they'll still be able to stay locked in and not go the other way. You know what I mean? Because the past few years, it's been allowed for them to go the other way. And habits are habits. Habits are hard to break. No matter how much we talk about it, go good at first. I remember like a few years ago, remember Kuz was like, they started off hot and they was looking good and the Kuz like looking like the leader. As soon as adversity hit, it just went the other way and they never recovered. And we've been stuck there ever since. So that's what I'm worried about, man. Because like I said, that's it, losing is draining. Let's just say that, man. And depending on who they bring back, it's just a lot of question marks, man. That only honestly the front office can answer over the course of the summer and preseason, man. So the next few months will be very interesting. But yeah, it's a team that's ready for the playoffs, man. That's looking ahead to the playoffs. Their role players stepped up and did what they should do at home and got the W.
Yeah, we're gonna get into a bigger discussion about the whole season in just a little bit. So you guys, that's tuned in now, stay with us. There'll be another notification going out about us talking about that all season. Like you said, Carter, that was gonna be the tough part with the youngins is when the standard changes because you've been allowed to do whatever for the most part, and turn the ball over twice next year, we might not see you for a few nights. Those, some of those things, like you said, breaking those habits, and that's the tough part because it's you going from one end of the spectrum to the other, and it's not a gradual thing. And because there's what nobody wants like admit it, like there's going to be pressure coming out of it because you decided this was the plan or whatever. This was the end of it. As of right now, what you did is I think they can't pick any lower than fifth because they bottomed out to, with the record or whatever. So think about that. You went and got some bets. You did what you did. It's at least, at the very worst, it's the fifth pick in the draft. There's not going to be any rope of grace and patience uh, next year because of 3 years prior. That said, though, we'll get to that in just a little bit. Player of the game for you guys.
Oh man, uh, dang. Uh, I'll go
Tomlin, I
with
guess.
yeah,
But
Naquan Tomlin, man. He's 26, 8 and 5. I was looking at Tyson because he got off to that hot start in the
mhm.
first quarter, but yeah, the all around impact Tomlin, yeah, gotta go with him.
Okay. X Factor.
And Tyrese Proctor, he was working on the triple double in
Yeah.
22.
Mm, 2 assists shy, but you.
As much as it pains me to give a Dookie some love, as a Turk fan, but 22, 11, and 8 is at 22, 11, and 8. You was hooping. Um, only knock on him, he had them 7 turnovers. That's crazy. That's he almost gave the game back, man. That's crazy. Out of 16, but everything else was flawless, man. But sheesh.
Yeah, the 7 turnovers. I had to double check the 7 turnovers. Look at the stats. I was like, oh, he was hooping in 7 of them. All right. Obviously, it didn't end up matter. But one final thing I wanted to share before we move on to the offseason. Yeah, Bub Carrots and Jordan West Unseld is the only two players in franchise history to play every game in the first two seasons of their career. So shout out to Bub for that.
And
Um,
Bub and nah, Bub needs some motherfucker love for doing that. His first two games in this era, in this
mhm,
damn era, with what's going on with this team. Nah, we gotta applaud Bub for suiting
Yeah,
up
hell yeah.
and
yep.
getting like really show him some love for that, man. Because motherfuckers look for any reason not to play. And you can't keep blaming it on the front. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Because we saw Jason Tatum just come back early from an Achilles franchise, $300 million player. It's like, I'm playing. All right, let's see what happens. And they couldn't do nothing about it. And he been hooping ever since, dog. And now all of a sudden you don't even hear about it, dog. Now it's like, damn, they back, bro. They're supposed to be rebuilding. In
Hmm.
this era, with people, I don't care who's responsible for sending out so many key players. What was it on Friday? Like 150 something like guys that start in the league sat. Nah, he deserves love his first 2 years for playing 82 in both of those years, man. Like they don't even do that no more, man. I think it's only 18 players total this year um that will finish playing 82 games. 18. And we grew up, man, you gonna play 82. Dudes like, yo, come on, man. Like, where your heart at, bro? Like this, you gotta go to work, bro. So now he needs all the praise in the world for doing that, man. You know what I'm saying? And doing what he need to do, keeping his body right, recovery, and all that. Because think about, like, man, especially that early in the year when he came out and he was ice cold, like
Oh yeah.
that was a nightmare. He battled back to he looked like Bub again. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, kid always been tough. Y'all know what it is. How I felt about him since high school, man. So, but I just want to give him this props, man, because damn, dog, it's you just don't know. Like game to game, you don't know who's gonna play.
And then the little qualifier on top of that is in two seasons like this, didn't miss a game.
And he could have said because they trying to lose. He could
Two
have.
seasons like
Nobody would
this.
have said nothing. Hey man, and he like, nah, dog, I'm out there. And he's one of the guys. I'm hoping like it turns around where the Wizards get back to winning because he's one of the youngest. I think will be okay, and I think he deserves it. He needs to play in a winning situation. And yeah, it's gonna be more pressure. That was great points you brought up, Wilson. Those same mistakes defensively, those same turnovers, those same bad shots, missing those rebounds and stuff. You're not gonna be on the floor because it's costing games, and those little things will cost you games. Because then, look, when Trey, AD, and all them on the floor, teams gonna look at you different. Especially if you get off to a hot start, you winning and stuff. They gonna look at you different. So, yeah, it's not that much pressure when guys expect when like opposing teams come in, they expect you to lose, and there's no pressure with that. You just play,
Mm-hmm.
you just try to play. But now, when every possession is important, because and I love what AD said in the previous interview. Like when he was like, "Hey man," he talking to the front office like it's gonna be year to year. I need to know we committed to winning. Otherwise, I need to change the because I'm trying to win championships. That ain't just for the front office. That's for this team. Hey, we gonna get to work this summer. So I hope it's some standard. I hope like they meet up. Now I know the season is what it is. Trey and AD pull everybody aside. But this summer, look, man, get a rest. I got about 2 weeks. When we heal up, it's on. We getting to work quietly, and we gonna get ready for next season because they need to somebody need to put their foot down. This shit ain't happening next year.
Man, and if there's anything remotely like this, people won't be here. No one here can afford a down year. Like they just can't. Like, as soon as you trade for them bets, hey man,
And let's keep it real.
accelerate.
The crowds when we go to games are different. It's a lot of young people in the crowd. If it was because the old heads just disgusting. I'm not wasting my money on that. Like that's where old heads are. If old heads was in the crowd, it'd have been it'd have been like New York. Trust me. Guys our age and older, yeah, they would have heard it.
Hey man, you gotta love expectations, but That does it for Wizards Outlook for this season. We appreciate y'all as always. We'll see y'all in just a little bit as we take an early look at this off season, like Cardo mentioned. Man, big decisions. It's a huge off season. This summer's so important. And yeah, man, let's get to it and look at some of these things and how things are set up. But it's why people get paid to make the decisions that they do make. So we'll see y'all in just a few.